Hello, welcome to Study Kid English Halloween. Today we have Meg and Mog. Meg's Cauldron. Okay, let's go. Meg's Cauldron was 100 years old. It's the Cauldron's birthday today, said Meg. I'll do a spell for a birthday cake. Ear of toad and tongue of snake, make a special birthday cake. Meg and Owl stood well back. But where was the usual lightning bolt and thunderclap? The cauldron let out a small puff of smoke and was silent. Something was very wrong. They took the cauldron to the workshop. Can you mend it for us? Meg asked the mechanic. Well, I'll do my best, he said, shaking his head. But in the meantime, why don't you borrow this? It's the latest model. And he produced a shining brand new cauldron with all sorts of interesting knobs and dials. Wow, said Meg, Mog and Owl. They took the new cauldron home and put it in the kitchen. Meg pressed the starter button. A high-pitched voice said, "Name your spell, name your spell." "A talking cauldron," said Meg. "I can do anything," said the cauldron. "Name your spell." "Well, I'll let you know as soon as we need you," said Meg. "We're just going to have tea." The cauldron whirled and flickered, and a tremendous flash of light filled the kitchen. When it died down, the table had been laid with a delicious meal. "Tea is served," said the cauldron. "That was nice and quick," said Meg, as they sat down to eat. "At this rate, it won't be long before bedtime." "Bedtime, bedtime," said the cauldron. There was another flash of light, and suddenly the bed had appeared in the kitchen. Meg, Mog, and Owl found themselves tucked up in it. "But we haven't had our tea yet," said Owl. "And we don't sleep in the kitchen," said Meg. "Not in the kitchen," said the cauldron, and with another flash, the bed and all its occupants were out in the garden. "We don't sleep in the garden either," said Meg crossly. "Not in the garden," said the cauldron. Flash! The bed flew up to the top of the house and balanced on the chimney. "And we certainly don't sleep on the roof," said Meg. "These are some of the worst spells I've ever seen," said Mog. "And that's saying something," muttered Owl. Meg ignored him. They were all wishing they had their old cauldron back. After an uncomfortable night on the roof, Meg was pleased to see the mechanic at the door the next morning, but he was very gloomy. He handed Meg a sack. "I'm afraid I've tried everything with your cauldron, but its days are over." The cauldron was in pieces. Meg, Mog, and Owl stood around the remains of their old friend, feeling very sad. The new cauldron came up and nudged them. "Name your spell, name your spell. Come on, keep me busy. I can do anything." "Oh, be quiet," said Meg. "I'm sorry, but our poor old cauldron is broken and useless. We'll never get it back." The new cauldron bounced up and down. "Why didn't you say, 'I can do anything'?" And with the biggest flash of all, the new cauldron vanished, and there in the middle of the kitchen floor was the old cauldron, looking exactly as it had always done. "It's back," cried Meg. "How are you, old cauldron?" asked Owl. "There's only one way to find out," said Meg. "I'll do a spell. Ear of toad and tongue of snake, make a special birthday cake." The old cauldron let off a terrific bolt of lightning, a clap of thunder, and a birthday cake shot out of its mouth. The cake exploded on the ceiling. Cake crumbs scattered everywhere, and a lot of the icing landed on Meg's head. The old cauldron was definitely back. "Happy birthday, old cauldron," said Meg. The end. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.